Okay, in this video we will show how we create a metal plate, a curved metal plate. It is part of an armor. It's actually a shoulder plate armor. So anyway, basically we are creating a background blue color so that is easier to watch. But now we're going to create this edge. We want it to be blunt. In other words, this edge, as you can see now, it looks sharp. So we're going to make sure that on the edges of this shoulder plate there is some kind of rounded edge. So basically what we need to do now is we use the fuzzy select tool. We select the metal plate, and then what happens is we shrink it by 2 pixels. We select shrink 2 pixels, as you can see. And now what do we now do now after we've done that? Basically we are going to create a stroke across it. As you can see, we edit stroke selection, okay, and we choose the color black, right, as foreground color. So yeah, but we shrink it by 2 pixels, but we do choose stroke line by 4 pixels. Do you see the purpose? Once the stroke is created, it should be exactly on top of the breastplate. No part of it should be outside the breastplate. You understand? That's why we choose 2 pixel shrink just now. Now we created it, we press OK and created it, and then after that we create it again, but this time we use white as usual. So inside layer highlights we have the white stroke, inside layer shading we have the black stroke. So that's what we're doing now. So by combining this white and black strokes we get a tapered, or should I say a rounded edge for the plate. We're going to use Gaussian Blur, and we're going to we're going to use overlay mode for the layers. But okay, now what the important thing is we have to decide whether the black stroke is on top or the white stroke on top. We can adjust that by adjusting the respective layer. So now we use the move tool. We just move it to the edge. We're trying to do it like this. Now the issue now is we want it to be correct. This seems to be a little peculiar here. So what we need to do now is we need to use the select tool to select. But as you can see, now we are on the black stroke. See that the edge is right on top there. So the image is actually considered the whole size of the image itself. You understand? The stroke size is the same as the image size, so we don't want that. So we go to layer, crop to content, so we get the area that is that's important. All right, crop to content. We do it for both for the highlights and shading layer. Now if you do a little scaling or something, it'll be easier to control. All right. Okay, so now we're going to use that. We can use other tools. There's shear, rotate, even whatever tools we need. Okay, so it's still going on. Now now look at this tool. We select this the top side, the top part of the image, the what do you call that, the strokes, and we do we do it one more time, and press enter so that we get the marquee. Then we do the move tool. So these are the various ways you can manipulate these tools. All right, manipulate the image, sorry, using these tools. Yeah, that's the correct term. So now let's say you see it's floating selection, so we just press the anchor so that it's the same layer, the shading layer. Now let's see, we can adjust as necessary. Alright, so you can use any tool you want, but I'm just demonstrating here how you can use the tools to adjust the two strokes. You can adjust the black and white strokes. Okay, so I'm checking, make sure that it's exactly what I wanted, and if I don't want it, what do? I adjust again. Enter. Okay. Alright, again I press the anchor. Now as you can see, like I have some problems here, like okay, it is not so good. So I simply just use the eraser tool. I just delete the part I don't want. Alright. So despite all the tools you have, you can use any tool necessary to complete whatever you need to complete. See, now I use the paintbrush tool. So to me, I think just fix it. No need to be so fancy. Use this tool, that tool. Just use a brush and use it. And then I use the eraser tool to erase some of the parts, some of the white stroke. Okay, so now after I done this, what I need to do next is for both white and black, I will use Gaussian Blur. So I go to Filter, Blur, Gaussian Blur. But first, before I use a blur, I will save I save the project. But first, yeah, what I should do is I should make sure the image is the image size. I mean the strokes is the image size, because it might not look so good if it's not image size. Okay. So I don't use high value. I just use like 1.47. Okay, just a little bit. Excuse me. So it's best that you don't do this. You use you go to layer, select image to select item to image size first. But it can still work. Okay, as you can see, I changed both the two layers, highlights and shading. I changed the mode to overlay. Okay, you can either use for black, you can either use overlay or soft light also can. Yeah, you can experiment which one feels better, but try to use overlay, seriously. As you can see, the the white stroke is a little too white. I can always reduce the opacity. So I'm just playing with it again, trying to get the right the right uh, the right effect. Okay. So anyway, now if this plate is flat, then the part on the right is okay. But because the plate is not flat, it's supposed to be curved. So the seam of the plate that is on the right should be deleted. We don't need that, because by right you cannot see it. This part, yes, this part. All right. So we're going to have to delete that part. So we delete the parts from highlight and also from shading. I'll just try to do that as well as I can. The brush size is a little too small. just improve it. Okay, that'll do. So I've done that. So now what happens is we have this nicer plate. Yeah, it works. So now we go back to layer to image size. So same thing for both of the strokes. Okay, so now the sim is done. All right, and the image will put layer to image size so that yeah, it looks nice. Anyway, okay, so that's done. As you can see, it looks kind of nice, looks okay. But like I said, if it's a flat one, that's it, it's okay, done. But it's not flat, it's supposed to be curved. So we select this whole thing again, but first we do uh, another seam. I'll show you. Now we shrink by 20. We select the split and then we shrink by 20 pixel. What we want to do now is that we're going to create a kind of a raised pattern on the shoulder plate. So by doing to do that, we have this we create the marquee first. Okay, then we stroke selection. We're going to use white first. Again, we use 4 pixel. Yes, so we have that. But you see, the problem is that part should go all the way out. See, this part should go away, and this one should go all the way out, and the white color on the right should be deleted. We don't need that. So how do you do that? Well, I experiment my own way, but the best part is to use the path tool. Okay, okay. See, now I create the path tool. There, and it's it. So I just create this one also. Actually, I don't need to do like this. I can do it one by one. See, the top and the bottom, but I try to do it all at once. So now I find myself find it difficult. So because I want to try to get the exact. Okay. Yeah, that's it. That's it. It should be just like that. Okay, done. So what I do now? Just now we stroke selection, right? Okay, this time we stroke path because we create the path. We want to stroke the path, and we create a new layer for this, for this, for this path lah. For the yeah. So stroke path. Use foreground color, of course, is white, and which is what we want. Stroke. Yeah. So we done that. Done. So now we just click the move tool to get rid of the path, and we use the eraser tool. We just delete the areas that we don't want. I know. Sometimes I do things real slow. I just have to be careful when I do. I try to be patient. I don't try to rush it. I try to do a good job. Like meticulous, trying. I'm not the best, but my point is, yeah, I don't like if it doesn't, doesn't look good enough. It always annoys me. Yeah, I am doing again, right? Because I just need to. I have the need to have something perfect if possible. See that? Now I do that, I have to do the path tool again. Okay. Again, edit, stroke path, same thing, and just stroke. Now I got what I wanted. That's it. So I just use the eraser tool, delete the part that I don't need. Okay. Okay, so I just need that little bit. So as you can see, if you have this pattern on the shoulder blade, the pattern is that the metal is raised a bit to have this line. So what happens is you need to alter the shoulder blade. You need to put in some area. What should I say? We have to put in some part, but that one later. But for now, we need to create the black color. Again, it's the same like we did the rim. Now it's the same. We need to do we do the same way. Okay, we'll lock alpha channel. Make sure we choose foreground color black, and then we simply use the paintbrush tool and just paint. So done. We have what we need. Okay. It may not look so good, but it's okay because later on we're going to do Gaussian blur anyway. So again, we adjust until we're satisfied. All right. Okay, anyway, look at this. This time, not only do I just use one black stroke, what I did is I used two. Okay, so something like on the left a bit, and on the right is a bit. So it's possible to do that. Okay. Okay, just hang on. Okay, yeah, so this is what I get. All right. So it's not necessary you have to have just one. You can have two black color and black stroke, and then you Gaussian blur both of them, stuff like that. Or now what happened is I merged the two layers. Yeah. So yeah, blur, Gaussian blur. Okay. And yeah. You know why it doesn't work? It's because of the alpha channel I lock. Alright, so we remember that you must unlock the alpha channel before you do Gaussian blur. Okay. Same thing. Blur, Gaussian blur for the white strokes. Okay. Okay, now again, of course, overlay or highlight. No, I choose the color. I choose the mode is like that, and I always put it to 90% or 95%. So now okay, so now as you can see there, I need to put in a bit of color over here. In other words, the shoulder blade should have a few pieces of metal on that side. Yes, you see, because of the raised rim, or should I say, yeah, the raised part of the um, shoulder blade. Just a bit. I need to be careful because I don't need to overdo it. Alright. Now I use the eraser tool because I think I over did it on this side, so I just delete some little bits. And also the rim for the black color, I just get rid of it, some of it, parts that I don't need. Okay. And I will get rid of the white color rim. Yeah. Same here. And also the yeah, rim B. Yeah, the black color, black stroke rim. All right. Okay, that should do it. Just nice. Okay, so that's done. So that's it. Doesn't it look like the way we want it? It looks like as if there's a raised rim around parts of the around the shape of the shoulder plate. So what do? We reduce this one. We use overlay, and we reduced it. All right. Okay. Yeah, it looks kind of nice, don't you think? Or at least it looks realistic enough. Okay. Okay, now that's done. What we need to do now is this. We need to put an embedded image. See this image? We open it in GIMP. Now we just need to click the image there and drag it into the project like that, like so. Now what happens is we need to reduce the size, scale to. So what happens is this image must it will be inserted in the middle of the shoulder plate, and press enter. Now okay, so we move it here, and we should scale it down some more. Okay, right. And now what happens is I'm going to use the other tool. What tool am I going to use? Okay, hang on. The shear tool. Just nah, that's not gonna work, is it? Oh, okay. So basically, because it's on the side, all right. So I would use this tool here, the cage transform tool. One more time. Yeah. So you need to get the hang of this tool. It can be a little bit tricky. All right. So yeah, and then you close it. After you close it, then you drag the edges. Let me show you how to use it. Yeah, this is the cage transform tool. So what I'm trying to do is actually I'm trying to deform this fleur de lis to simulate an image that is what do you call that? Is curved. All right. Okay. Now layer to image size, because I noticed that it's a little too big. I noticed that it's hard to adjust it if the image is not to layer size. Sorry, the layer is not to image size. Okay. Okay. So now we do it again. Stretch it up. Try to make it look like as if it's curved around the object lah. The image is curved, is on a curved surface, a metal curved surface. That's what we're trying to do. Right. Notice I also use a black image, total black. I don't have any other colors, because if you have any colors, it's very hard to do the what do you call that, to adjust the image to show like as if it's embedded to the shoulder plate. Okay, so here I am playing with it. So okay, then what happened is I'm trying to scale it, and I find it is still difficult. So yeah, but I just tried. I press the Control and Shift key, and then I drag to make it smaller. Okay, so again, layer to image size. Okay, so we have this. I'm very happy. Now what? Same thing. Now we need to create a white color. And how do we do that? Simple. We just duplicate the layer, lock alpha channel, and use a paintbrush and select foreground color as white, and then we color it. This is a little different from just now when we did the seam and the rim. So how are we going to do it? Okay, just watch. For just it's very simple, really. Now we have this. We just say P. Then we duplicate the layer as usual just now. So we did the same. Okay. Okay. Then, yeah, I actually adjust the yeah adjust the name. So understand. Now it's black color. We lock alpha channel. Choose white color as the foreground color and the paintbrush and just brush. That's it. Now we have a black and white. So what do we do? Okay, we move tool. We use the move tool. Now we have to adjust to give the impression that, you know, that it's embedded inside. How do we? Is it correct? No, this is wrong. Now it looks like as if it's, you know, on top of the. It's like it's on top. Now look, there. See that? Now it looks like the fleur-de-lis is actually embedded into the shoulder blade. So we just adjust a bit. Be careful. Now it's not longer. It's no longer. No, it's not longer. No, it's not. Now it looks like it's being raised. So we have to be careful what we do. Alright, so let's try again. Okay. Now you see, it's just wrong. It's nice design, but it's wrong. So how do we fix it? Again, we just use the move tool, that's all. Watch this. There you go, right there. See? Do you understand what's going on? Do you see it? Now it looks like the fleur-de-lis is embedded into that metal shoulder blade. Now, of course, we do what? Same thing. We change the modes of the various of the two layers to overlay. Opacity maybe 90%, and that should do it. That should do the trick. See, it's wonderful. It looks great. Okay, again, overlay, and of course, just put to 90% or something. You can choose whatever the opacity you want, of course. Just remember, the idea is to make it to what you want it to be look like lah. So either way is okay. So I just put it to a hard light. But I feel like I should have used overlay. But like I said, it's okay as long it looks okay, as long you get the effect that you want. Yeah, no problem. Okay, so alright, that's it, it's done. Isn't that great? So basically, yeah, the thing is working fine, no problem. So okay, as you can see, just yeah. Okay, now the direction of the light comes from the left side, right? So if you look at it, it should be a gradient. So the right side should be darker than the front. So how do you do that? How do you make that gradient? Okay, there are many ways, not just one way, but I'll show you my way. You see that shoulder blade? I duplicate the shoulder blade. Then I bring it up, and away. There's up right on top. So now it's covered, right? Now what I do is from here I lock alpha channel. I lock alpha channel. Okay, I just showing you. There's another plate here. So I lock alpha channel. Then I select the gradient tool. And the gradient tool, I choose front color to transparent, and the front color I choose black or something very dark. Okay, something very dark. Okay, now see, it's go to FG to transparent. There it is. You make sure you choose this one. So what happens? You just do like that. Okay. Yeah. And you let go. Now you have it. Your gradient, right? But you cannot see the fleur-de-lis and all that, right? So you change the mode to gradient merge. That is. And opacity you put it to 94%. But it doesn't look so nice, right? So in fact, why don't you just use black color as the foreground color, and then foreground to transparent gradient fill. Yeah, you might want to do this. So you can choose any color you want. I mean, yeah lah, of course, choose any color you want. But my point is this. My point is, might as well use black to transparent and then adjust it the way it is. You see how I adjusted? You see the points that I created? If it's from outside the shoulder plate, it will look like that. But if I put on the shoulder plate itself, a lot more part will be darker. Yeah. So as you can see, you can put it slanting, or you can put it like the way I'm doing now. I put it horizontal. Okay. So that's it. It's done. My shoulder plate with its curved. Isn't that wonderful?